The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me is Swoosh and Jondo.
Hi.
G'day.
And I think we're going to have to start this week's podcast off discussing the state of play from PlayStation. We just got to know all the fun toys we're getting from them, which is really nice because an awful lot of them are coming to PC.
The only one I'm aware of is getting things for PC for... Oh, brain has literally just shut off.
Spooderman!
That's the one, Spooderman. I don't know what happened there. My brain just this is the thought we are going with. You know what? We don't actually need it anymore because we're talking, right? Let's just ditch that out the fucking window.
What? I can tell you exactly what went through your head. Spooderman.
Pretty much. That derails most things in my head a lot of times.
But yes, we are getting the PlayStation Spider-Man game, which I am very much looking forward to.
Absolutely.
I will absolutely play that game again. Also, given that it's the complete remaster, it's with all DLC included.
And the Miles Morales.
It
includes all of it.
What's the word? The redesign for Peter Parker. Did they end up doing that? Because I know in the second one they radically changed his character design. Because when the new one was coming out for Miles, I was like, I'll replay the first one. I went through and played it again because it's a damn good game.
Yeah, it is.
But then when it ended, I'm like, alright, start up the new one, load it in, and that's not Peter. Who the fuck's this? And I get why they changed Peter's appearance in the second one, because the first one looked a bit odd.
I don't know. They might not. But they are releasing the Miles Morales one like a couple months after the Spider-Man one comes out. So we are getting both on PC. We are going to be able to get the whole lot.
I swear, Miles did feel like a DLC. They got a bit too bloated, so they figured, fuck it, we'll make it an actual release. But
yeah, I'm hoping they put it out a bit cheap. Yeah, old expandalone things. But you got to price it at expandalone prices, not full release.
Yeah, but they're money grabbing. They're dropping these games on PC. They're just trying to fill our wallets, please. So it will be full price. You can almost guarantee.
Probably, yeah.
If the main game is $80, it may be $69, but it's most likely going to be $79.
I mean, come on. Remember where we live, John Doe. Yeah. That game's going to be $100, and if we're lucky, the other one will be $95.
Steam Sale or other PlayStation key stores.
Yeah. Things like with PlayStation and everything else, I really wish there was a way to say, I own this game physically. All I want is for the digital version. Please just give me that. But they won't, because,
Do you mean an actual viable use for blockchain? Oh my god, why would they do a fucking thing like that?
No, we'll just keep using it for a shitty currency. It's fine.
Anyway, before we drift off into that rant, because that's a
whole deep
kettle of fish.
That's a very big kettle of fish.
So back onto the state of play. The stuff that was announced. We got the full announcement and trailer for the Resident Evil 4 remake, which I am personally looking quite a lot forward to. I think that'll be good. The previous two... Okay, so RE Remake 2 was really good. RE Remake 3 should have been fucking DLC for 2. It was not enough fucking game. Pretty, though. They did make it look good. But, content-wise, RE Remake 2 did way better. But it looks good. They're apparently adding in some story stuff that was on the cutting room floor from the original. We'll see. I'm expecting good things. Although, this is where the remake train needs to stop. Don't bother going any further. There's not people screaming for RE5's remake or 6. Just stop. 4 is the last one. Don't do another one.
But you don't understand, Seth. There's money. They can smell it.
But is there really? That's the question. RE4 is a beloved game. It getting its remake was an inevitability. 5 is not liked, and 6 even less.
Sure.
Putting all the money into doing the remake treatment, there's no guaranteed return on investment. Whereas 1 through 4, there was definitely a guarantee you were gonna pull money.
True. Are we getting have they released anything for the second installment of the Final Fantasy remake? Did that come out this month? Or?
No. It's not in the list. Well, it's not. I watched the state of play and I didn't see it. And I'm looking at a big list of them to remind me, and it's not on here. So, they announced more updates for Horizon Forbidden West. Their big one was, we're giving you New Game Plus. I didn't really feel like that warranted a slot, but okay, if that's what you want to talk about at your state of play.
It should have been a PC release. That should have been the announcement.
Look, okay, so there's I have not seen anything that can confirm this, but it makes sense for the kind of idiocy that Sony's known for, is that Sony wants to do a 3-year delay time between a console release and a PC release.
That makes me cranky.
Behind that, or
time delay so the console looks good?
So they can suck every dollar sale out of it they can before they go, let's renew sales and release it on PC and a remaster on our console at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
A second suck on the gravy train.
But see, like, it feels like too long. Like, I remember there was some, like, what was it? I think it was Skyrim. Had like a 1-year console exclusivity deal. And I didn't have a problem with that. Like, a year isn't too long. I don't like it, trust me. I'd much rather similar releases. But I can deal with it like, you have a console. You want it to have its exclusive titles. So you want to have a delay time. But, man, 3 years is too long. That is too much time. Too long. And like I said, grain of salt this, because I've not been able to locate an official statement on it. But that's what I've been hearing, is they want to put a 3-year wait time.
That is
not great. I don't like it.
Like, no. Sure, it'll renew sales for the game like 3 years after the game is long dead, because that's well out of its sales cycle. But like, you at least want just catch the tail end of that hype train. Oh my god, this game is really good. Here's a new market, and we're going to do a remaster, like a next gen upgrade. Come on.
I reckon 6 months is a nice figure, because that's 6 months for people to get it on whatever console they have, the Sony one or wherever else. And I will tell you, months open up to PC.
I'll tell you why they'll always choose a year, so that no matter when they release it, they can catch a holiday period.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
that's why they'll do it for a year. And if they set that as the standard, it doesn't matter when they release. People always know 1 year. They also announced the Horizon Zero Dawn VR title for PS5 with the new PS VR 2 system.
I'm wary of these kinds of conversions to VR, because I love that game. It's great, but it wasn't fully designed for VR, from what I can see.
No, but look, the trailer looks nice, and I gotta admit, if I had access, which I don't, because, I have a VR system on my computer, not a PlayStation VR setup, not that I own a PS5. But, like, if it had come to PC, guarantee you would have played it. Like, without trying, that would have been an auto sale to me, because I love Horizon, and getting to, like, full scale, see how big those dinos are, that would have been mint.
Oh, that'd be great.
Next thing was the Callisto Protocol, which, if you watch the trailer, is like, it'll give you Dead Space vibes, because the guy who was the main director on Dead Space made this game.
I see.
After they got axed from Visceral by, Big Papa EA, who just shoots every fucking studio they own, they went and made this game, and it's another, space station, weird critters, everything's kind of consuming things. It's basically the Necromorph with the serial numbers filed off. Made by the guys who made the original Dead Space. It's like, yes, this is everything I want. I want this fucking game.
I've heard the name, sorry, I hadn't actually looked into it, but no, that does sound good, because I haven't replayed Dead Space in God knows how long.
Well, we're still getting that Dead Space remake pretty soon, too.
Ooh, yes.
I've sort of been burned on the whole, look, we used to make this game, and now we're making this game, which is sort of the same. Please buy our game after Outer Wilds. Like,
you mean Outer Worlds?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And
we
so
made the
whole
good Fallout. Yeah, but you made a shitty other game now, didn't you?
Yeah.
So as much as I want to be hyped for it, I sort of need to see it actually run.
100%. This is all sizzle trailers. Everything just looks really nice because that's what they do. But I'm still excited for the idea that the guys who made Dead Space are making another game. Because once EA stepped in and started fucking with it, that's when we got Dead Space 3. Yeah. Whereas Dead Space 1 and 2 are excellent.
It's funny how EA have got a habit of doing that.
Well, you think they at least learn, like, it turns out when we buy up a thing and then start interfering with it, it fails miserably, horribly. Maybe we should just buy them up and let them do their shit. Do the Disney method they did with Marvel, which is, you have a winning formula there. Keep doing that. We own you, but you can do what you like over there. Here's some additional characters now. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that would be good, but, that would require EA to have some introspection and see that they're fucking themselves over. Next thing was Roller Dome, which I have zero interest in. It seems to be a rollerblading combat arena game. It's got a bit of style to it, but, I have zero interest.
So, is Roller Derby the game?
It's called Roller Dome.
Tony Hawk with guns and rollerblades.
Oh, so it's... Yeah, so it's just roller derby, but you give the people guns. Roller derby is
you're not going around a ring. You're literally in a Tony Hawk arena kind of thing with and I don't know if there's a story or whatever it is, but there seems to be guys standing around with guns, and you do a trick off the freaking half pipe, and you come down guns blazing, and you go off the next. Who the hell would build an evil base with freaking half pipes if you know the good guy wears fucking roller skates? That just seems silly to me.
Tony Hawk.
I know, right? I mean, he's got a point.
Maybe he's the big bad evil guy from this game. It's just Tony Hawk in a towel going, fucking roller skaters!
Why does no one recognize me?
It's Honey Talk, and his main thing is a handful of gravel. He just throws it on the ground and waits for you to roll over it.
Oh. A truly evil man. I love
it. Next one was Eterna Nights. From the trailer, all I was able to get from it is it seems to be a post-apocalyptic or currently happening apocalypse in which you have crazy anime powers in an action RPG game that is also a dating sim.
Why do they have to throw a dating sim into every freaking game?
Because it's Japan.
Also, technically, if you think about it, some of the things like The Witcher is a dating sim because you can romance random characters.
You bang chicks to get their cards in The Witcher. That's it. It's not a dating sim.
I remember you buying those decks of cards at the show when it came to town.
Yeah. Well, it's the equivalent of sleeping with someone to rifle through their magic cards before you leave.
I really want to tap your lands.
Ooh, a Black Lotus. Mine. Off they run.
That looks a little swampy. And it should not be green.
I don't remember tapping a
Could be worse. It could be blue.
Oh.
That just you need to lift the pillow.
Anyway. Other announcements they had were they're bringing a VR version of of Resident Evil 8 Village. There's a new trailer out for Final Fantasy 16. That's the next mainline title.
Is it another boy band go on tour or
another fantasy one?
It's been a while since I had a decent fantasy one. I'm keen.
They did the showcase trailer for Street Fighter 6, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't play fighting games anymore, mostly because I have none of the time to dedicate to actually being any good at them. So, they're not my thing. But I'm not gonna lie, that trailer was maybe you want to play. I know I'm not going to. I'm not gonna buy it, but, it made me think it for a second, was kinda wanna.
There are certain, fighting games I like. I love Smash Bros. It's a great party game. But there's one I kinda want to get, which is just called Multiverse. It's the new one that came out, which is a bunch of things like Batman, Shaggy from...
that fucking love of crap.
I want to get it because it looks so bad, but also Shaggy goes Ultra Instinct, which makes me fucking love it more than anything. They took the meme version of Shaggy and made it a thing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They're just cashing in on a meme. They're not doing anything interesting.
Neither does Smash Brothers, but I still play that.
Well, no, but Smash Brothers made the meme when they just went, what happens if all these franchises no one remembers beats the shit out of each other? Oh crap, we get to make those games again.
What happens when they make that game? They make money. That's what happens.
I mean, there's half of these aren't even game characters. They're like TV characters or show characters. Like Steven Universe is in there.
They're pretty much all like just animation and movie characters. It's a Warner Brothers universe,
so they're pulling in cartoons and characters from their entire catalog. So you like this character or this sort of thing? Throw it in a game and watch them beat the piss out of each other. Who the hell would play anything but Batman? Really? You just want to watch Batman kick the shit out of cartoon characters.
Oh yeah, no. I will wait until it's on sale before I buy it at all. I'm not paying full price for this abomination.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to...
I'll wait for it to be in a bundle.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if it's coming to PC. I haven't seen anything saying it is. It looks dumb though. I mean, rest of the stuff was they announced that Tunic is coming out on PlayStation, which is a game you can play on PC already.
For the PC version of Tunic, there's a video of the developers of that watching a speedrun. And they actually went through the whole development process of how they actually thought speedrunners would play the game. And they actually added parts in to see, will speedrunners do this? They knew about a whole heap of the glitches they could do and wanted to see if speedrunners would use them to finish the game quicker. And it's one of the most wholesome things going, is he going to do it? Does he know it's there? He does! Excellent! What about this one? Oh, he doesn't know about that one. Oh, alright, then we'll shut up and let people find it. It is absolute brilliance and a great view into the game design. If you get a chance, find the Tunic speedrun. It is really good.
I love those things where they get the devs in to talk about their stuff. I mean, like, not that long ago, I was playing Half-Life Alyx because someone put out this, like, really crazy total conversion mod for it, which essentially made you into John Wick. And it was really cool. But I noticed when I was firing it up that they'd added in a dev commentary for that entire VR game. And I went back through and played the whole thing. Like, learning how, like, there was a bit where they were talking about how the, I think I'm the only person who's played Half-Life Alyx here. Am I right?
No, I've got it. I've played several hours of it, but my VR headset's a
so
little dicky at the moment, but it's
so good. There's a thing they were trying to do with, they wanted to give you an extended mag. And they were talking about how when they originally did it, they just had, like, you bought the mod and then the mags were bigger. But the mags in the game world aren't. So people were picking them up and then pulling them out of their backpack and they were just bigger. And they found it really weird and they didn't understand how it worked. So they came up with this system where they essentially bolt a little thing onto the side of the gun that takes the bullets out of the mag and stores them in it. And then it directly inserts the rounds into the slide. And that was it. Cool. Now, instead of extending the mag, they extended the mag on the gun, and they no longer had the dissonance from players being like, I don't understand how the mags get bigger. Oh, I get it, because I can literally see it pull all the bullets into this side container.
That is very cool.
And I only learned that from listening to the devs talk about the game. It's so good.
But then you get other devs.
We're the ones who find this stuff because, like, we studied this shit and it's weird and interesting to us. Whereas no one else is like, I'm going to look up commentary for a game. It's like, yes, do it.
If you watch the speed run of the devs watching the speed run of the Halo Infinite, they go through a whole thing. It's like, oh my god, they did this, and then they did this, and then 3 updates later, all the shit they said, oh my god, this is so cool. They patched it all out. So they removed the tank gun, they removed the the invincibility frames from a certain section, so you couldn't glitch through a whole damaged part. They removed all of that, and then they're going, why is there backlash? Why are people cranky we've done this? Oh, I suppose we'll add stuff back in to help people out. Praises for adding shit in we shouldn't have removed. So there's good devs, and there's just shitty devs who do things they shouldn't.
If the correct response to the backlash for that one should have been like, just find the new ones, guys.
Yeah,
we're making you better. Like, we fixed this because it was getting too easy for a speedrun. Go and do it again.
Nah, that speedrun just picks a version. If there's version specifics on the speedrun tables for, like, version of game, and usually it'll stop at whatever the most advantageous but glitch-filled version of the game is.
Yeah.
But I do love those dev react to speedrun videos. Some of those are really, cool. Really good. And there's only 2 more things from the State of Play, which was Season, A Letter to the Future, which appears to be some kind of weird exploration-y thing. The trailer gives away fucking nothing.
I like exploring things.
And the last thing, which I'm really excited about because I'm a cat person, is Stray coming out on July 19th.
Yes.
And we're getting it on PC, god damn it.
I'm not a cat person. I really don't like cats, but I want this game just to piss people off while being a cat. Oh.
Yeah. I want to be that annoying shit that just knocks things off the counter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You are going to be the reason you hate cats in this game where you get to be a cat.
That's the plan. Yeah. Like, I'm just going to validate myself in every aspect of it. Cats suck. I'm going to be a dick just to prove that cats suck. See? Cats suck. I'm being a dick in this game.
What if they just add a karma system kind of thing to it so you can do the good thing or the bad thing? I'm always choosing bad thing because cats are dicks.
That is the good thing. That's cat karma. I can be a dick. I'm going to get sent to cat heaven.
What if they just started doing this with other animals as well? Like the same universe was like, right, cool, this one you're a raccoon. Yay! Like a little raccoon with like a camera vest would be great.
A little while ago, I think I showed you the video of a squirrel with a gun. And it's just a tech demo of a squirrel running around with a gun, and it uses an Uzi to jump higher and then just throws bullets. Oh my god, I would play the shit out of that.
Actually, I would. And swoosh, no, the raccoon doesn't need a gun, it needs a full night vision optic set.
And thieves' tools.
Yeah.
Are we just pitching Sly Raccoon again?
And stealing all of the shit.
No. You have like 4 of these games, right? You have a dog, a cat, a raccoon, and like something that can fly.
Canada Goose. And it's a team-based fucking... It's
at the very end you have the crossover.
No. Mechanics wise, I think it would work better if you got a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Because then the game plan is to climb as high as you can so you can glide across the space. That creates better mechanical depth.
Yeah.
It does, but if you just want like a muscle character, like just you'd either get like a pig or a Canada Goose or some other critter that's just known for being a dick.
I still like I like the goose, but the goose is the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
because we all know the goose woke up and chose violence.
Very, very true. And you'd need them as like a whole squad. So each critter, like you play the game and you plan, you're part of the heist to go through it, and the last bit of it is all the critters coming together. That would be so much fun.
4 individual games and then a 4-player co-op.
I would play the shit out of that. Goddamn.
So would I.
Anyone listening, this is our idea. Go get stuffed.
Copyright, change genetic.
Yes.
But yes, that was everything that was at the State of Play that we got to see. Some good stuff, some mess stuff. I mean, it's game announcements. That's kind of what it is. We'll see what we keep getting coming out. Although, I am wicked excited for some fucking stuff that got announced for Warhammer. Oh my god.
What happened with Warhammer?
We got the new dev trailer for Space Marine 2, which looked pretty good. And I need to quickly check the name because I always say the wrong one. I think it's Bolt Gun.
Oh, yes, Bolt Gun. The old Doom style. Oh, that looks so good.
Nice. Old school boomer shooter, but, 40k. Oh my god, I want it so fucking much.
That could be fun.
Yeah, it looks really good. But it's, Skull Month for 40k, so they're putting out all their stuff this month. We'll probably get a few more trailers and trickles through.
Yep. We're about to head into non-E3 week, so Microsoft are about to drop their look at our stuff, so we might see more Starfield shortly.
Where is... I need to pull up Summer's Game Fest page.
What was Starfield again? That was...
Bethesda?
Yeah, Bethesda did that one.
It's like friggin' Elder Scrolls in space.
Oh,
well, cool. Yeah. Probably not exactly that, but It looks pretty cool. Something I'm hopeful for that will no doubt be full of bugs when it drops and will take 6 months before it's actually playable.
Oh, yeah,
But
and that'll be
here's
the
the
mods from, like, other people.
Oh, yeah, guarantee it. There'll be a full re-immersion mod.
So, the next set of announcements that are happening in, like, the next approximately about a week are the big Summer Games Fest showcased on June 9th. Geeked Week, which is the Netflix thing where they talk about shows and shit they think nerds are going to watch.
Please come back and get a new subscription after we lost so many.
Yeah,
Please.
pretty much. But don't share them. Don't share passwords. That's bad now.
No, you can share passwords all you want. We're just going to charge you for every new login.
Yeah. So then there's the Tribeca Game Spotlight on June 10 as well, and then the Xbox Bethesda Game Showcase on June 12th. That's everything in the next week, so we'll probably have some things to talk about next week that got announced at some of that stuff.
And anyone that likes playing broken games, Season 1 of Battlefield 2042 will start sometime in the next week, 2 week, 3 week, year. Whoever the fuck they decide to release something else for it.
Eventually.
Maybe they'll even fix the game.
Games that are fun.
It is fun if you enjoy broken games.
Yeah.
I don't really like it when I'm playing a multiplayer shooter, though. I feel like that's one of the times when I want my games to function as intended.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. That's part of the challenge.
No, that's only if you ignore it for about 3 patches.
Yes, well.
No, 3 games.
Yeah.
Because remember, there's still bugs from Oblivion in Fallout 76.
No, it's true. Actually, the original kind of thing for that has to be Civilization just making Gandhi insane. That's the first one that went like, that's a feature. That we designed that.
That's not a maintained bug. That is a reiteration of a meme.
Yeah, they reached a point where like, oh, we fixed that bug, but the meme's fucking great, so it's going forever. Like, they could have removed that in the most recent iteration. It's like, no. The second you do it, Gandhi goes insane.
They could have patched it out when it was first found that, oh my god, this happens. But no, they decided to keep it and they chose chaos. And that is good game development right there.
For some strange reason, Gandhi chooses violence.
Absolutely.
I love the exact reason for it. He wakes up one day randomly, he's like, I choose violence.
Every man has a breaking point, and the quiet ones always go big.
And apparently his breaking point is hitting the nuclear age. The second he has nukes, you know what? I have them. I might as well use them. Goodbye, everyone else but me.
He wakes up, morning stretch, red button. Oh, shit. Everyone now has
Is it violence if I didn't do it by intention?
He didn't choose violence, but he enacted violence.
But you're right, the reason that exists is so dumb. It's what is it? In the nuclear age, you can go more peaceful, and it causes a stack overflow, which turns him into maximum death. Yeah,
he's already started like the lowest iteration of evil. So he's the nicest person possible. Then it basically goes down 1, which puts it back at the top, and it's like
they had a stat of likelihood to use nuclear weapons, and they gave every other race an actual number, but they set Gandhi to 0, which was read as maximum. And now we have
it's so dumb. I love it.
So good.
Okay. Well, that was everything from Summer's Game Fest. Well, not Summer Games Fest, from State of Play. And we're going to have more stuff from Summer Games Fest, because, as you say, it has become trailer season for all of us game nerds.
So when do they drop the new iteration of Skyrim coming out? Can it be played on cheese graters yet?
Well, we'll find out on the 12th during the Bethesda section of the showcase.
That makes sense, yeah. They'll release
when they announce fucking Skyrim pregnancy test, we'll know they've gone as far as they can.
Now, Skyrim edition Casio calculator.
Yeah. They'll know what they should do just to keep that meme alive is in the new thing they're making, the one you just met, the sci-fi version. My brain just died.
Starfield.
When they make Starfield, there should be just hidden in like a room somewhere an old gaming console. You can like put on a VR headset and just start playing Skyrim.
Or
all of Skyrim. Like you can play Skyrim inside it.
You just play Skyrim in it. Like that's it.
We've got Skyrim on everything, including our own products.
Would that not be the greatest part of the meme? Like, you just paid $10 for a DLC and you get Skyrim accessible in the game.
Or when you make a character, like, just as you load into the game, there's like a 1 in a million chance where it loads in and puts you in the cart. And just that blacktop opening.
Oh, yes.
And that's all it is. Then now you're locked into fucking Skyrim for an hour.
That would be amazing.
You've just
like,
spent 7 hours building a character for space. Oh my god. I'm in a cart. Fuck.
And it runs through right up until the point where you're supposed Alduin's... No. It goes through until you're supposed to... Alduin's supposed to stop you getting your head cut off, but it doesn't stop it, and then you cut back to stuff.
And it's like a dream. Your character wakes up and oh my god. Oh, I guess I'm still in space. Jesus. It was a dream. That would be amazing.
No. Like a one in like 1,000 chance anytime you rest.
Yeah.
Ooh. And like that'd be amazing. And I know they would never do it, but come on, guys, just embrace the meme.
Even if they did, the first few hundred times you've seen it online, so Reddit or YouTube or wherever it was, everyone go, "Oh like, yeah, it's a meme, it's a joke, it's a joke." And then as more and more people see it, it's like, it's not a joke. They did this. Oh my god.
Yeah. Why would they do this? I just hear like just laughter in the background from Bethesda as they.
That's exactly why we did this.
Yeah.
Because no one will believe you.
I just love the fact that they understand that they make glitchy things. They have a fake plant in their head office which glitches to the wall. I love that. Like, they embrace that shit. Like, that's what you need to do.
I mean, yes, but then they embraced it too much because they made it part of their. Yeah. When they were hyping up for 76, they were talking about how, like, yeah, sometimes our games are a bit buggy. It's fine. Is it a bug or a feature?
They made a buggy mess.
Oh, yeah. That the fans could not fix for them because, you know, it's always online.
Yeah.
76 is, like, an eternal joke because they're never going to fix it.
It's like the second you take away the modding potential for their games, they kind of crash to shit. Actually, that reminds me, speaking of modding things... We might get to start modding phones and other electronics soon.
Yes.
Yes,
we will.
I remember reading about this.
Yes. So New York State has recently started passing a bill for right to repair, which I'm very excited about. Previous states have released right to repair bills, but it's always been for white goods and home electronics. Whereas this new bill is specifically for personal electronics, and it's listed as phones, laptops, tablets, and home consoles. So in that bill, developers and companies don't just have to supply their components to licensed stores and repair shops, but you can also order them yourself. Go in and order a component to fix it yourself at home. So you'll be able
to... breaching any warranty thing.
No. So they'll have to start offering warranty on components, not entire items. You can actually go out and maybe build your own laptop now. Or...
Yeah.
I am almost going to guarantee you they're going to make that prohibitively expensive for anyone who isn't a licensed repair sort.
Well,
God,
you'll be able to buy the hardware... It's the software you won't be able to find. You won't find the operating system for an Xbox or a PlayStation or whatever it is, but you'll be able to buy the components. So...
Yeah, but when they're like, okay, so what am I trying to replace? The CD drive. Oh, this is going to be like a $600 CD drive because you're not a licensed repairer for an Xbox. That guy's going to pay $200.
I have no doubt you'll end up finding resellers. Once it starts being an open market... on being able to do it, because it's not.
Once there's some more
it
time.
means that, say, Apple or Samsung or Microsoft or whoever is providing the components, it just means that you don't have to buy it from them. It means the companies that now could produce these components can also sell it to an individual or to someone else, because like Apple, Samsung, Microsoft, they've all had components that are locked that they limit the sale of them to either themselves or other companies. You can't, if you were a repairer, you couldn't actually go out and buy them. There's several chips in an Apple Mac that you literally cannot buy. You had to buy a separate laptop and gut it for parts because you can't buy those parts. Whereas this is going to force them to make them available.
It's going to be interesting because, like, also after this, we generally start seeing the rise of modding and the right to mod and alter. So it's going to be an interesting time just for the weird shit that happens.
Being able to make your own Joy-Cons, and there goes controller drift right there. Like, shit, I can fix it myself or build my own.
Like, custom making of things will become amazing, and I think that's where STLs and printables are going to start getting a proper kick. Once that becomes open, then you can actually start jumping on going, I'm just going to sell the STL for this. I made it because I wanted to have this thing. Off it goes.
Yeah, if there was ever a reason to buy a 3D printer. But currently it is only available for New York State. It's gone through their
lower court kind of
it's gone through their lower governance through this state senate and assembly. It still needs to be signed off by the governor, but once it's in one state, it becomes easier and easier to get it available in other states because there's a precedence, and if they have to provide it for one state, it's almost going to be easier for them to be able to provide it for everywhere, or hopefully.
Well, the thing that's particularly useful is it's not like, I mean, I'm not an American, so I don't know all the places, but it's not like Ohio, some back end no one cares about it place. It's New York.
New York State, yeah. So a rather large area, rather largely predominant, and with a lot of supply stores. If anyone watches Lewis Rossman's YouTube channel, he's based in New York, and I highly recommend watching that if you ever want to look into right to repair. But he's
probably having a lot of fun right now.
I absolutely hope so, because he's done a friggin' hard slog to get even this far with it. Yeah, so, and it also covers things like John Deere with their tractors. Before, the software on a tractor, you couldn't repair it yourself. You had to get a John Deere rep to come out, and he was the only one who could fix it. So if you had a breakdown in a field, it could take several weeks for a John Deere bloke to come out and look at your tractor. Now you can actually go out and repair it yourself. Who'd have thought you can repair your own bloody tractor like they've done for as long as tractors have existed?
See, that's the thing. That it also, a lot of car companies are doing the same, because like Tesla and everything else.
Absolutely. More and more electronic vehicles that need computers and have software to them. They're absolutely trying to stop it. And the fun thing is the
software, in most cases, is not considered a necessary part of service, as I found out with one of my cars. So the one I have at the moment. Basically, you take it in, and I was like, oh, hey, the Bluetooth isn't connecting correctly because it's so old, it hasn't been updated in a while. Update the Bluetooth while the service is in. And you'd expect, since a lot of shit runs on Bluetooth, they would update the system and it would go with it. But no, it's an extra $250 because it's an optional extra.
Or even...
But, isn't it just going to be some dude connecting his laptop to the fucking machine and going, update, and walking away?
Yes. The Tesla vehicles, when you bought them, you could buy certain ranges where you could reach in your car. So you might be 100 miles, 200 miles, 400 miles. And then if you chose the next one up, they didn't replace the battery. It's the exact same battery. They just released the software to let you use more of the battery.
Yep.
So the maximum range just lets you use 90% of the battery, not the range down just only lets you use 70%.
Which led to jailbreaking of cars, and I love that.
God damn it.
I mean, people jailbreak their Teslas to do so many random things. Then they just like, fuck it, you can just have the feature to do it. So now you can choose whatever sound you want your car to make and shit. You can just play mix and match with
it. One of the defaults is a fart noise?
Yeah. One of the defaults for the, I think it's the horn. But
yeah.
So many people have jumped in and just started, when you beep the horn, it plays move, bitch, get out of the way. Like, I love that. It's great.
But with all that, like the whole Internet of Things with your car, they're going to really have to start working out security for these bloody digital systems, because even a keyless entry is a wireless signal. Like, if someone can hack that, if it has access to anything else in the vehicle, who's to say they can't stop your vehicle in the middle of a highway? Or
well, it's already an issue because it's people can clone the RFID kind of stuff from the wireless keys, and they don't have to be too close to do it either.
Well, that's going to be real easy to carjack a high-end car. But your vehicle's stopped, all your doors are unlocked. Now get out. I've got your car.
That's why a lot of high-end cars they will come with a little pouch for your key, because it's meant to block the signal. So it's like...
You got to put a condom on your car keys.
Yeah. You got to put a condom on your car keys, and then the entire point of having a wireless key is not having to take it out of your pocket when you get in the car, right? So now it's being a thing of, okay, you can do that, but if it's in the little pouch, it won't work because it's blocking the signals. What is the point of having a wireless key?
Here's your $100,000 car. Here's your keys. Now here's your little Faraday cage. Make sure you don't fuck it up. Don't put your phone in it. Don't put it too close to your credit cards.
Another fun, dumb thing about fancy cars, like the stereotypical rich people cars here in Australia, like Mercedes, all those kinds of things. When you buy one of their cars, if you just happen to mention you have kids or grandkids, they will give you one of those little electric kids cars, the ones they can fit in and drive around in. It's like, you know what, fuck it, you've already bought a very expensive car, have a tiny version.
We've made quite a profit. You've got a new tiny car. We can afford to give you this expensive toy.
Well, the fun thing is my family has a collection of these tiny cars.
Here's your free toaster.
Yeah. Basically, instead of a toaster, it's a tiny car now.
And now they're gifts for the grandkids.
Well, the thing is, they're gifts to the grandkids until they grow out of them, and they're getting to that. Well, the eldest of them is getting to that stage now where they can't quite fit in them anymore. And there's a new batch of grandkids who are like still tiny, and they're growing into them. It's like, ooh, I'm looking forward to the fights here.
All they really need to do is start making airsoft more legal, or make gel blasters a little larger and have them as mounted weapons on the back of those things, and just send the kids out to play.
You know there is a minigun gel blaster, right?
I would pay to watch like a dozen like small children go to war, like mounted vehicles.
No. Both my sisters listen to this podcast. Both of you listen to me right now. You are to go and start getting a bunch of Mad Max style things and attaching them to the tiny cars, right? You are then to record all of this, the ensuing mayhem, and YouTube it to me, because that will be hilarious. I know
Victor's
Dad has a gel blaster in the house,
that is
even better.
Immediate internet gold right there.
Oh, yeah,
teach
absolutely.
one of them to play a guitar and stick them onto an amp, maybe on the end of a stick, so they wobble around a little bit.
That would probably... Oh, no, it gets worse. One of my brother-in-laws is contracted. The other one is... he works in the mines, and, as an engineer.
Oh, this is going to be great. Like you must share with us when you get the videos.
Well, he's an electrician kind of thing. He'd be, but electrical engineer. But they might do something dangerous and fun. And one of the guys living at the property is a boilermaker. Mistakes were made, but
we need to make some new grandkids.
Do not listen to this.
Yes, I cannot be blamed if my sisters take this idea and run. Take it and run. But, yeah.
We do not condone these actions. We condone these actions.
Well, let's get away from potential child maiming. Let's head into our spoiler section for this week. We've got a couple of shows to talk about, so I think we should start out with ObiWan.
Speaking of child maiming.
I mean, yeah. But before we get started on it, there is something about ObiWan I wanted to talk about when we got to this bit. There is some... You know when you get, like, there's those leaks that are pretty good, but, like, they haven't... It's not Disney saying it yet.
Yeah.
Is that there is apparently planned to be a second season of Obi-Wan Kenobi. This series was originally pitched as a one and done. So what we're hearing is that apparently they've carved up the final episode to allow a second season to happen.
Are they going to make an entire season out of one freaking episode? Are they going to make a Hobbit out of friggin' one episode?
No. It's from what we understand is it's much more of a, like, there was a finite ending to the last episode, and all they've done is carve out the bits that make it finite so they can do another season.
Oh, alright.
They're not trying to turn the last episode into another season. They're just trying to stop another season not happening.
As long as they're not doing the thing that that Titans did, Teen Titans, where they decided to cut the final episode in half and make the second half of that the start of the next season. I refused to watch that second season on principle because of that.
I
didn't even watch the first one. I didn't like it that much.
Now I don't want to jinx anything here, but what if they do all this? They decide they leave season 1 on the end of a cliffhanger, and then say a primary character kicks the bucket.
Yeah.
It's like, we could have ended this, but now we've ended on a cliffhanger, and you're not really going to get a second season because we just can't.
Although, that being said, it's not like Ewan McGregor's... It's not like, you know, doing something with Patrick Stewart or something where it's like, dude, this... Like, I love Patrick Stewart, but, like, dude is old. Like, you don't really want to be building a franchise around Patrick Stewart.
It's like trying to build a franchise around Ian McKellen at this point. It's like, I love him to death, but he's frail now. Please don't break him.
Whereas Ewan McGregor is still pretty good. Like, you've got a reasonable ability to expect that you could probably get a second season before the dude dies.
It could, but
that being said, the last couple of years have shown me that no one's immortal.
No one is safe.
No, but like, if they've got a thing planned out, why do they need to just stretch it out to be more, just to get a few more dollars? Why not run the thing you're doing and then tell a different story? Like, bring it back in to do something different. End what you're doing. Don't stretch it out just to stretch it out. Like, who needs another 4 weeks of a Disney Plus subscription? Fucking let it go by the wayside till they bring out something else new. Like, same as Netflix.
Like, the Star Wars franchise in general doesn't like trying new things. Because every time they try something new, the fan base gets shitty and then boycotts the next thing. Which is what happened with Solo. Solo got fucked by that boycott.
Oh, no. Solo was a bad movie. That was just a bad movie.
But still. But, you know, it was like, weirdly enough, because like, they didn't like Rogue One, so we'll boycott Solo on principle. And, you know, it didn't turn out to be a great movie anyway. So that's a weird practice, guys.
But they already had a well-established character. They shouldn't have recast and completely changed a well-established character straight out.
Yeah.
But if you're already doing a thing, sure, drag it over 5 weeks so if someone has to get a second month of subscription, but don't just drag it out for dragging it out's sake.
Yeah.
Don't Halo us on this.
Absolutely.
Look, again, I want to preface this again, like, this is just, like, generally good leakers, not Disney. Disney has not said we are doing a season 2.
Yeah.
I want to be very clear about that. Anyone listening, I don't have weird insides at Disney.
Yeah.
Your crystal ball of Disney. It's a Mickey Mouse head. You just rub the ears. Rub the ears and lick the nose. Tell me all of your secrets.
What secrets does Disney have? What are they doing?
All I can imagine now is like, when will you die? Next week. Huh?
When will your copyright claims run out? Never.
Actually, like, one last thing about Kenobi before we get into the actual meat and veg of it. There's a weird backlash recently about the chick who was playing Fifth Sister?
Third Sister, sorry, yeah. Where did that come from? I don't get it. I don't know.
I don't understand. Everyone's just like, oh no, we don't like it. Like, why? She plays a good evil person. Originally I thought it was that whole thing of where if you play a villain good enough, people start thinking you're an actual villain, which happened to a few people. Like the kid who played Joffrey still catches shit for that. So,
and the kid who played Draco Malfoy, he copped it for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Until they made the later
but then
movies.
then he grew up and people decided they wanted to bang him instead.
Yeah, well.
Puberty hit him and then everyone's like, oh, okay, changed our minds. Oh, fair, off you go then. But...
Same as Neville. Jesus.
Oh, Neville, yeah. No.
That dude glowed up pretty good.
Jesus everyone else is like, oh, they'll grow up nice. And then out of nowhere, puberty just mugs Neville Longbottom in an alley. Done.
The kid who was the butt of every joke grew up and it was like, oh, the joke is on us. Jam.
Here's the definition of the be careful who you make fun of.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, no, I don't know where that backlash came from or what the fuck is wrong with people, but that's a thing that happened with this as well.
My only problem with Third Sister is she reminds me too much of Ninth Sister from Fallen Order.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? Why have you made two characters that are almost the same, but they are different characters?
Maybe it was just testing the waters.
I don't know. Like, otherwise, she's fine. I mean, are we ready to get into, like, this week's episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all the stuff with Luke and Leia in the fields and shit, I like that. I actually really like the little moment he had when he covered for calling her Leia. with the story about her mom, and it's like, ooh, that cuts both ways because you do know Padme. Yeah. That fucking mole dude's a dick, but in the best way. Super nice, but I'm gonna drive you to a checkpoint because fuck you.
Yeah.
All the stuff in the town was fine with the rebel tunnel shit. That actually, I really like that.
It made sense. The whole, their version of an underground railroad, just getting people where they need to be.
I mean, I liked it simply because it's not tied to the rebellion, but it's people being rebellious, and that sets up a lot more of how that should vibe, and I really like that.
Well, it's like a precursor to the rebellion. It's like they just start, it's there. There are people in the Empire and everything else who are decent human beings and signed up for the wrong reasons, and that leads to rebellion. Yeah.
Actually, I did like that, having someone who actually joined the Empire be like, oh, whoa, we're the bad guys.
Yeah.
No.
Someone who's realized, bad things. Maybe don't follow blindly.
Although, I did like that, again, they did some of that stuff where they had, like, people who were essentially collaborators, but they like what the Empire's done because it's brought them a level of stability they didn't have before. Things were more volatile, but they were free. Now they're essentially Gilded Cage, but everything's stable.
Yeah.
It's a perspective that I don't think gets explored enough to, like, why would people not fight the Empire? Oh, well, because the Empire does good for some people.
Like, it was a fun episode. Also, the big part of it being...
I mean, that's what we're going to talk about now, isn't it? Fucking Vader showing up and actually fighting ObiWan.
Vader
Jesus
turned up
Christ.
and did Vader things. Like, the point where he's walking through, the town they're in, and just randomly snaps the guy's neck with the Force. It's like, alright. Yeah, this is, like, only a few years after you've been boiled in lava for a while.
I mean, we got the whole suit-up sequence earlier in the early where they actually showed him, like, getting all the shit put on him. It was so... And, it was
really good. It was like an anime mech, build kind of things. Like, just put all the things and all the stuff. Like, I like this. This is fun.
But the thing I think is really good is they don't start with and breaks neck. They just have him start by walking onto the scene. You hear the kind of noise, and he's got all the presents in the space, and then he starts murdering people. So it's not like, we're afraid of Vader because he killed people. It's like, no, we're afraid of Vader, and he kills people.
Not just being, not just murdering people, but being a dick about it too. Just completely quietly, but dragging someone along by their neck on the ground with the Force. It's like, that is brutal.
Yeah.
And exactly what I thought your character would do. Well fucking done. And
then you have the whole lot where, like, he's chasing Obi-Wan through I think it's a mine? I'm not sure. We don't see it well enough. It's nighttime.
It's basically the slag pile from a mine.
Yeah, so I really liked it because, like, he appears and Obi-Wan's like, oh fuck, and runs away. And then they sort of do this cat and mouse thing for a while until he gets cornered. And then, dude, like, I think that's the most brutal thing I've seen Vader do when he lights the fire, picks up Obi-Wan, and then drags him through the fire so that he feels some of the pain that he felt. It's like, whoa, Jesus Christ, I love this. This is so dark.
Even the response from Obi-Wan just being the whole thing of just like sees this like, no, I'm out. No, goodbye. Fuck this. Run. Like you see the look of fuck.
And he does. He ends up getting saved by the rebel girl. Okay, so thing that actually really annoyed me earlier on before he goes and fights Vader. They found like the tunnel that take him to the spaceport, and the rebel girl's going with her and Leia. Out, and then Obi-Wan's like, I'm gonna go back and stop Vader and you guys can run. So they keep running, and then eventually Leia's like, no, you have to go back and save him. She's like, okay, but keep running and you'll get to the starport. And then she goes back, and then Third Sister shows up and finds the entrance to the tunnel where they started at and goes, okay, they went down this tunnel. Later on in the episode, the cut to, like, Leia's just been running down this tunnel. She gets to the end of it and Third Sister's just there. Like,
they never show any splits from the tunnel that I can remember or anything. So theoretically, it's just a straight tunnel to the starport.
Yeah. So it's not like she got lost or anything. But then it's like, how did Third Sister get ahead of her? And how did Third Sister know where this tunnel comes out? You'd have to follow the tunnel.
Yeah.
It's a really dumb reason why I think they were just lazily trying to find a way so that Leia was then captive of Third Sister. But it's really stupid because, like, if you just had Third Sister run, it's a child, she'll catch up.
Yeah.
And just catch up to Leia, it would have been fine. But instead, they do this dumb sequence where she's got ahead of her, killed their contact that she was there to meet, and then takes Leia. It's like, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, spatially, this doesn't work. But otherwise, the episode's absolutely amazing. I can't wait for Wednesday to see the next episode.
Yeah, I'm keen for more. But like,
how many episodes are there meant to be of it?
6.
6 in total.
Alright.
So, technically, Vader showed up exactly where in a season I would expect him to, at the halfway point.
Yeah.
The next major plot point.
Yeah. And we also had a new season of Orville started this week. And
I love the Orville.
I like it a lot.
I have actually inflicted that show on a number of people now because I keep asking people like, hey man, did you watch Orville? What's Orville? You fucking Muppet.
Yeah.
Watch good TV
shows.
shows.
On many a person. But it's great because it's comedy of Seth MacFarlane mixed with the old school Star Trek kind of like moral quandaries that they used to come across, and I love it. There's some good ones.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like this episode would have actually worked better as a two-parter, but it is good because they gave it, I think it's like an hour and a half long episode, so they definitely give it enough time. I think it's just, like, I mean, we're in the spoiler section, so the whole idea is that one of the artificial intelligence characters, wait, Jono, have you watched Orville?
I've watched
Actually, I think this might be on your pile of shame.
It is. So was the last season of ObiWan, but I'm keeping quiet about that. Last episode, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, dude, you should have said something. You wouldn't have gone into so much detail.
I'm quite good, but I'm going to watch it anyway. It doesn't really matter. I learn it now, or I learn it probably after this. Yeah, I've watched the first season of Orville. I think that's where I'm up to. Yeah,
and second season is really
the second season. But
I mean, to talk about this, we kind of got to spoil like a part of the ending of season 2.
I'm sure I can live, but I'm going to watch it regardless.
Okay. So the idea is that the Kalon, that's Isaac's race, the robot guys, it's revealed that he was a sleeper agent for them, and they go on a galaxy-wide war with I can't remember what their version of the Federation is, the Union. And eventually he betrays them and all this kind of stuff. And the whole first episode of this one deals with the fallout of that. Like, people hate him. They don't think he should have been activated. So it deals with a lot of, like, you know, wartime racial hatred, as well as an AI killing itself.
Yeah.
So there's a suicide thing in it as well. And they actually, with a reasonably deft hand, like, it's not flawless, but it's a comedy show, and they actually tackled this stuff with a reasonable level of, you know,
it's the weird
quality.
Kind of thing with Seth MacFarlane. He's got the same kind of writing style as Scrubs for this going.
Yes, actually, that's a good example.
That's the best way I can put it, because it's just funny, moral quandary or deep topic of discussion. Funny. Yeah, pretty much. And it flows really well for sci-fi, because you can play with it that way. So I've always enjoyed the Orville, and I'm really happy it's got a third season, and apparently there should be more coming from what the rumor mill has.
I mean, like, it's doing gangbusters. It's doing incredibly well. So I would not be surprised if there's like a season 4 or something already on the paper, ready to go. But it's really, really good. I mean, all the budget's still there. All the characters are still great.
Like, if you like old Trek, it is amazing. It is basically what you want to fill the void when Star Trek's on break. It's just, you have Orville and you can switch back, and they have that same vibe, but one just makes fun of itself along the way.
Although, like, right now, what is it? Star Trek Strange New World?
Yes.
I think it's Strange New World.
Strange New Worlds.
Is really good.
I am enjoying that series a lot, and I really hope it's just a reboot for the franchise. They can just go over and start doing it again. All we need now is just a better version of Stargate. Would be great.
I don't think you could do Stargate again.
I would be interested to see what they could do. Just the idea of modernizing it a bit, and just instead of you having the big giant rovery thing, sending in a flying drone and just dealing with it that way.
Yeah, but like I've had this horrible feeling like a redo of Stargate would lean so much more on CG. Whereas, because of when Stargate was made, which if I recall was like early 2000s.
Yeah.
Was it? Fuck, I can't remember.
It was when they first started, but the ship fighting didn't start until later in like the 2000s. So.
But the point is, like they used a lot of practical, and I have this horrible feeling that a new version of that would not.
Possibly.
They didn't just use a lot of practical; they used every alien is human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like the way they covered for themselves for that. It's like every alien is like, why? Because the Gould found us and thought we were a great slave race.
Everywhere's a seed race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do? We seeded this with humans, mostly so we could get a bit of a tech level, and then we came in and took it over. Like, valid.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it'd pan out.
Yeah. Like, we could hope for something good, but they would probably fuck it along the way.
We're more likely to end up with another Atlantis.
True.
I didn't hate, like, after it had finished, I binge-watched the whole of Atlantis, and as, like, a whole story, it's not that bad, but
it doesn't have the feel of Stargate.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
It does not.
And that's what it's missing, really.
Yeah.
It could have been generic sci-fi with a portal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I rather enjoyed Universe, but that was because it was a break from the normal formula, and it was the wrong people for the job at any given time. It's like, this feels like you're actively trying to survive a bad situation, and I'm here for that. But it did end on a very sad note.
Yes.
Which was not great. Apparently they've concluded that there's either a comic or a light novel or something that came out.
Okay, I didn't hear about that.
I think somewhere. I have to find it because I also haven't read it. And it's the same with like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's like they make that joke in Korra, like, what happened to Zuko's mother? And right as she's about to tell a story, the other kids distract her and off they go. But there's a comic series to explain what happened with Zuko's mother. Which I've never read, and I really should.
And, I mean, the last thing I feel like we've got to talk about in the spoiler section is, Boys Season 3.
That was so... Like, dropping 3 episodes
at
once is good, because I got to just chill.
We fired up... me and my housemate fired up the first episode, and... You know how it shows up like all of the warnings for like content of the show. And one of them I saw and I was like, what the fuck is that? And it was high impact sexual content. I'm like, what the fuck is high impact sexual content?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the bit where a dude shrinks himself down, goes inside a dude's dick, sneezes, becomes giant again, blowing his entire lower torso apart.
Yeah.
I think that's what high impact sexual content is.
I think that might be what it is. And I think they may have had to make that new thing just for that scene.
It's the whole Thanos Ant-Man meme. They just decided to make it a little more graphic.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
But instead of a butthole, it's a dick.
Yeah.
It's weird to watch as a scene, and then that happens, and it's just like, what the fuck?
The entire thing was great, and just... I'm not going to spoil much because I want people to experience the scene, but the octopus scene.
Look, all I'm going to say is it shows very clearly how much of a dick Homelander is.
Yeah.
He is... Ooh. Oh, man, this season, he's going hard. He is an absolute ass-prat.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He's basically, it's the point where like Superman has realized no one actually can stop me, and it's the spiral from there, and it's amazing.
But he still wants to be loved, so he isn't going like full on injustice Superman yet. But he's also figured out that he's really popular with the bigot end of the American public. So, he's doing some not okay things.
It's fun.
I read an interview with the bloke who plays the Aquaman knockoff, and he keeps getting letters from fans of Aquaman or who sort of like that character type, and he said some of them are like give him a whole heap of shit, but they are all so funny. Just because
I saw that
Aquaman wouldn't do this.
It fucking hilarious.
But as human, he would. He's got the option. Oh.
It's great. I like everything that they've been doing with it, and just some of the side stuff at the moment. Just peripherals. Like, yes, I like all of these things. Please continue. Like the fact that there's a super orphanage.
Yeah. I mean, we learned about that in the...
With The Boys as it is, they do another season of Invincible. Because that was absolutely amazing.
Oh, there's another season of that coming. It's fucking great.
Excellent.
Yeah. We're getting more of that. But that, for me, was a great show. But it gives off Young Justice vibes, but so much more bloody. I'm like, I'm in for this. More Invincible, please.
Did you watch The Boys Diabolical?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that was the best use of the superhero orphanage.
There was some.
Have you seen that one, John Doe? So it was a spin-off series. It was a side project they did, sort of like, Animatrix style, where they got a bunch of different animation houses to do shorts for The Boys. And one of them, by the guys who did Rick and Morty, is about a bunch of kids who have who have not good powers from taking V.
Yeah.
So like one dude just has like lava temperature testicles. That's it. That's all he can do.
Yeah. Like
one of the guys is like I think he's permanently in slow mo. One dude's like massively jacked, but his head's a speaker.
Yeah.
And I think he plays like a Cher song or something.
And there's one of them which is just he's a narrator. That's all he can do. That's his power. Narration of the present.
Did you ever see that old really movie Sky High? Where it's superhero high school, and it's like, what can you do? I turn into a hamster. Even a swarm of them? No, just a hamster. Like, okay, sidekick.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very useless powers out there. For every awesome one, there has to be a useless, shitty power.
Yeah.
But like Diabolical had some good episodes in. Like they had one where they were messing with a guy who could fly. They essentially gave him like super speed, and he like axes himself and like 3 other supers in a drug fueled run. It's kind of insane. It's really good.
It's great. It's so very dark and horrible. I like it all.
I'm really getting into these like animated anthology type things for shows and movies. Like I'm really on board for them. They let like odd people do strange things in a setting.
Yeah, well, it helps them also like flesh out a world in a way. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
I think that's everything that came out this week.
Yeah, that's all the big stuff. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that I watched.
It was a busy week. It was good.
I mean, it's going to get busier. I mean, we got you better catch up because we got so much more stuff coming down the pipe that's going to be like, and here's all the shit.
I already spend too much time playing games. I don't have time for movies as well. Jeez.
Actually, one thing I'll mention about The Boys before we go. John Doe, I think did you read the original comics? Or
I did. I read quite a few of the original comics. Yeah.
In the original comics, you know how they can inject V and gain superpowers temporarily?
Yeah.
They have that now. That's the new season. That's what it's doing.
Excellent. That would be a hell of a drug. Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Because in the original comics, that was always a thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, we're out past an hour, so I think it's time to wrap things up for the week. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, you too. See yous.